I want to bring in Mark Eiglarsh, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. Hey, Mark, so I read this extremely long omnibus response that the prosecutors had filed in this case, and it was very detailed, some of the things that they said. I don't know if everybody else can hear this weird echo. I think we have a weird... Does everybody else hear that? Maybe just me. But Mark, okay, good. Why did the judge see it this way? Because I saw plenty of language that looked like Luigi wanted to effect change in society by killing a guy at the top of the chain.
Yeah, better now than later. Look, I am no fan of Mangione and hope that he never gets out of prison. But if the judge didn't rule this way, likely after a conviction for first-degree murder, the appellate court would take it away, make us do this all over again. You know, if there's two reasonable hypotheses of innocence, meaning, okay, there's an explanation that this was a targeted hit on one individual because he didn't like this guy and what he stood for, versus I want to commit an act of terrorism, then that's not enough in the criminal arena. So the judge, looking at all the evidence, actually found a lot of things that supported that it wasn't terrorism. So as a matter of law, he had to do what he did.
So I'm going to read something from Luigi's own alleged, it's still evidence that hasn't been adjudicated, but his manifesto, his writings, his journal. And it said, one should whack the CEO at the annual parasitic bean counter convention. It's targeted and precise, and it doesn't risk innocence. And then Alvin Bragg said, the shooting itself speaks volumes of the defendant's intent. Defendant chose to shoot the CEO of the United States' largest healthcare insurance company in front of the hotel where the company was about to conduct its annual investor conference. His goal in assassinating Thompson was to, quote, send a message, which was underscored by the messages in the accused that the accused allegedly left in the bullet casings: deny, depose, delay. I mean, to the untrained eye, that would be me, without a JD, right. It sounds like he was trying to send a message to a CEO and maybe all the other CEOs and all the investors: change your ways, because this is what'll happen. I still don't understand why the judge says there's not enough evidence.
Yeah. Because you may be right, by the way. You may be absolutely correct that may possibly have been his intention. The way the criminal arena works, and not the court of public opinion, but the way the criminal arena works is by evidence. And the judge looked through all of the evidence, and it seems by his own writing that terrorism was inconsistent with his plan. He specifically ruled out bombing anyone because he wrote bombing equals terrorism. He didn't want that. So again, while it's possible, and you may be right, and prosecutors may be right, we go by evidence in the criminal arena, and unfortunately, the judge needed to do that. But this thing is far from over. These people doing these victory dances, idiots with these green Luigi hats and who made signs when there are plenty of causes out there for them to be involved with, they still can give him a life sentence in state court, and he's facing the death penalty over in the federal arena.
Yeah, and I tend to think that it's not going to go as well, and I assume that his attorneys are going to petition the federal system to do away with the death penalty as the choice of punishment, and I'm not so sure that they're going to prevail. Perhaps there. Depends on what the judge says. Let me ask you this. Luigi was in scrubs. He was in scrubs. He wasn't in civilian clothing. I couldn't figure that one out. Why? Because up until now, every time he's been appearing in court, they've made sure that, these pictures go everywhere, all over the internet. Everybody sees them, and they've made sure to make him look as neutral as possible. When you're wearing jailhouse scrubs, you look like a felon. Why do you think they did that this time and not the other times?
Oh, I don't know. And I say this with love. Who cares? I mean, really, right? In the court of law, ultimately, they'll make him look nice when he goes to trial, if that ever does happen. Maybe they thought he looked good in this outfit. Maybe they didn't get to the clothing to him on time. But, I'm so tired of these people who are attracted to his shell, who somehow, I think, unfortunately, may wind up being stealth jurors. That's what scares me as an ambassador to the criminal arena, that some of these people will find their way on the jury service and may, in spite of the evidence, because they feel that the killing of a father of a 16 and a 19-year-old son, these kids will never see their father again, that somehow that might be justified. It's abhorrent, and these people really need help.
Yeah, I say it again. Two things I can say. without any challenge. Puppies are cute and murder is bad. And I worry that stealth jurors it's going to be a term we have to start really, dealing with as we go forward to prosecute the Luigi Mangiones of the world, the Tyler Robinsons of the world. And I pray, although I know it's useless, that there aren't going to be a whole lot more of them. I think there will be a whole lot more of these people radicalized by their feeds. Hey, Mark, thank you. Hope to see you again soon. Appreciate this.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.